I currently have the luxury of being able to work remotely, and right now I'm staying in Missoula, Montana. And I spent a few weeks in Wallace, Idaho, and a couple weeks in Lake Tahoe. One of the reasons I love some of these places is that we actually practice the idea of live and let live, right? Over in Seattle, in New York, where I used to live, there's a lot of minding other people's business on what they like to do, right? I talk about how I have dietary restrictions. You would think that if you go to a party and you say, I just don't eat that, that should be the end of the story, but people dig about it. They almost force you to disclose all of your medical history on why you can't eat something. See, every job I've ever applied for, there's always a disclaimer that you're free to not disclose any disabilities that don't affect any of your duties, right? Certainly, whether or not you can eat a certain food has nothing to do with teaching at a university, has nothing to do with software engineering. It has nothing to do with working at a tutoring center. Where else have I worked? It has nothing to do with anything else, right? But people get very into your business. And as much as they say on the application, as soon as you go apply for the job and they interview you, the first thing they do is to take you to a meal. Now you have to explain, and now they dig about it. Sometimes I almost want to bring up that application when I go to the interview with them and they dig, why aren't you going to have this? Won't you just take a bite? I wish I could just point right to that statement on there. There's no need to disclose any disabilities that don't affect your duties. I really do wish I could do that. Obviously, it would probably not make a very good impression, right? But people treat it almost like it's their business, and I hate it because I really prefer not to disclose these things. A lot of people take it almost like it's a liability, like, oh my God, if you have to meet up with clients and you don't eat this and don't eat that, that's going to look bad on you. No, it's not. I take good care of myself. I'm not going to cause myself to get sick. I'm not going to cause myself to look bad by not eating something. You cause me to look bad by pushing it on me. But some people don't see it that way, though. The last time I checked, none of the job duties I've ever looked at have a requirement that, oh, you must eat 50 grams of sugar every day. You have to eat MSG as part of your job duties. I'm sure there are jobs that have requirements like that. Not in any of the ones that I've applied to. If I applied to a job that had a requirement like that, yeah, that would be my problem if I insisted that they take that off of their requirements, right? But that's not what I'm doing. Okay, I made a video a couple days ago about how the discrimination against singles, single lives matter. I called it SLM, and I'm a bit apprehensive about finally going back to the office. People love to gossip about what they want to do during the holidays. And when I tell people, see, I have a different taste of vacation than other people, right? Most of my coworkers love to go to Las Vegas. They love to go to New Orleans. They love to go to sporting events, loud events, right? And I have a very I have a very quiet idea of what a vacation should be, right? Going home to my family in Taipei, going to a computer game conference, going to the beach, but in a less crowded city, right? Not Miami Beach, but more like Gdansk Bay, right? Or maybe Osaka, right? That's my idea of a vacation. But a lot of people, again, get very into my business. And then most of my coworkers have families, right? They're at least married. Some of them have children. Some of them have grown children, right? And my vacation plans always seem to take a back burner to some of these people because they have children. Even if it's not emergency, right? They just want to go to their child's graduation event. They want to chaperone a field trip, right? It's not really all that mandatory, right? But those always take a bigger priority than me wanting to relax on Gdansk Bay or me wanting to go to a computer game conference. I end up having to juggle, right? I end up having to attend the conference virtually, and it's a different time zone, so I end up having to stay up, and I work the day before and after because somebody else's child's field trip is more important. And I wish it could just be I'm going on vacation, period, right? Not I'm going on vacation. Oh, what are you doing, right? How many family members do you have that are going with you, right? I mean, mind your own fucking business, if you will, right? Anyways, I'm kind of benefiting from this though because recently I've taken up bowling, and I especially like going during the quieter hours because, like I said, anxiety kind of problems, and I want to kind of learn how to handle a little bit of noise as I go. Right. So right now I'm going during the weekdays from Monday through Thursday night. It's a much cheaper rate anyhow. Right. And the nice thing is that here in Missoula, we're an hour ahead of Seattle, so I can stay up a little bit later. I don't start my first client until 10 a.m., and I don't even have to worry about getting a shower because people can't smell me over Zoom, right? Not today in 2020, at least, right? You can't catch COVID over Zoom either, right? Someday you might be able to, well, hopefully not catch COVID, but smell what other people are smelling like. So sometimes I literally can wake up at 9:50 and just make sure my clothes are in order, and I might smell horrific, right? So it's very nice. I'm kind of taking advantage of this situation to get every little practice I can out of the social situations, right?